this last fall, I called together those gals because I had read an article in the paper that talked about how many elders we were going to have in the world. And it said the people who are in their 50s will easily live to be 100 because we've found enough medication and we've found a lot of creations and so on. There's going to be a lot of elderly in our world. And boy, that convinced me that I should do some research on what could elders contribute to social situations, to work. I'm sure they have something unique in their lives. They've either had experiences or they've something that they could add and not be a burden. Anyway, the guy ended up the article writing at the bottom, what in the world are we going to do with all these old people? And I thought, that is an extremely negative image, and I think most people have that kind of an image of older people. Just like, oh yeah. We sort of pass them off. If they're old, we think, oh well. You give excuses for them and you just let them slide. So I decided I would do that. In fact, I ought to take you in when we're finished. I've got a whole stack of boxes of books written. Lately, there's been about 3 or 4 new books written on what elders could contribute. I haven't even had a chance to read them because I've been so busy here in this building. But I think there's some value in making that kind of contribution to say. And I have been reading in the paper that some elderly people are going back to work. Sometimes they'll call somebody that's been a CEO for a long time and they'll have them come back to work to do a certain thing. And I think it's probably because they've had enough experience that they could clue you into ways to do things and that kind of thing. Anyway, that kind of a project intrigues me because I'm 82 years old. You can see why I was. I'm no fool. Anyway, it's a fascinating subject, I think, because it still is in its.
Do you have any? Did you have the meeting?
Yes, I called these gals. We met, and I shared with them my initial thinking. I did some just scratching, and they got intrigued. And Priscilla Wilson went home and talked to her university professor, and he's introducing some of these concepts in one of his courses. She said, as soon as you write the next chapter, send it to me, she said. So I don't know what's going to happen, but anyway, they really got intrigued with it. Kitty Cole, she had us at her house in Lake Forest.